Hey everybody, and welcome, my English dude. Hey everybody, and welcome back to Jaraci Cup 4. Continuing some sick casting. If you cast that game, can you include the gameplay yesterday's game, dude? Alas, I don't think we can do this. Hey, do you want us to... Oh, it's Maze. Hey, you had an announcement to make. Anyway, do you guys want us to cast No Fun vs. Shrike if we have time for it after these? Because I heard that was a pretty spicy series. But I digress. I'm talking to Twitch chat. I've heard that's not good to do. So, the game is going to be descara versus Shrike here. Now, of course, this would tell us that descara picked faction first, his coalition. Shrike is going to pick Galazine because he knows that Galazine is OP. No, he's actually going to be Soban, which is kind of interesting. And then the map is going to be Kalash Teeth. Now, Shrike in the chat here already telling us it's going to be painful. Well, we should say for context that descara has had a lot of practice recently. Not as much as A-Game and myself, but Shrike, our poor boy Shrike, has not really played for like months, so he's gonna have a tough time here. This is going to be a very difficult series for him. There was some discussion earlier on the Discord today about Soban in patch that like no one plays it even though they actually do. I was just wondering, do you play Soban as a main now, or is this just your like off pick to try and mix things up for this series that you feel like you're the underdog in? Off pick, okay. Soban's definitely like my secondary. I thought it was a funny thing to be saying that they were saying that like, you know, we can't really say how Soban works in Jaraci patch because we've not really seen it in tournament really being played, but like that's not true. If you watch I think it's Jaraci Cup 3, it might be number 2. But almost the entirety of the upper bracket I played as Soban, and I believe I ended up winning that. I think I ended up winning that series, or that tournament. You won't play non-DLC factions for a while. I can't tell what you're saying, actually, because that could either mean that, like, you won't play them for some time, or, like... Hold up, let me look at this again. Or that it means that you won't... Okay, I see, okay, sorry. I think that was obvious from what you said, but I'm just, like, derping out. That'll be fun to see, I did notice you were playing Soban against me in, like, almost all of our practice games recently. AV Fab gonna be starting now from descara as he moves up onto 2 base. This is a very tried and tested opener here, and I believe he went with 8 up, right? And then here comes another salvager. He'll fill up. No, he actually is not going to fill up the base though. He might be building this LAV with the idea of trying to snipe off the probe here. As for Shrike, I couldn't really tell you why his SC is so much later, but it just is. Yeah, that's probably the reason. He is going to get an extraction though, which is nice. It's a little bit risky because obviously if your opponent is planning some kind of a rush, you know, you might have some serious difficulty if your base runner's not at home. A bit less so for Soban. I mean, they don't have the turret, but you know. Gonna be setting up his second base now, though he is a little bit behind in economy, but not too far. And descara with an idle salve. What a pleb. Oh no, did he do that? Oh no. Like we're watching a car crash. Aw, jeez. You're hard on yourself, my boy. We all have bad series. Like, that epic game that I had with A-Game on Firebase Krill, I was like, the whole game, I was just like pouring salt out of my monitor. It was terrible. I feel really bad about it, because I don't like... I feel like streamers should not be salty. That's just bad form, and yet that was me doing it, you know? That's an interesting point there, but you're gonna go for AC Fab this game around. AVs from Shrike are beginning to pour out across the map as well. Now they have armor 1 on top of them already. Did you... You retired this... descara, oh man. What a thing, huh? Nice kill on the LAV there. This AV could win maybe with high ground, but he does have armor where Shrike does not. Oh, but it's getting teched right now. This is, however, currently a fight that I think... Oh, okay, descara wins. Shrike just pushing far too far in here. I think he's planning on getting onto the... He's planning on getting on to like the support cruiser or something, but this is not going to work, and this isn't vanilla after all. This AV will go down. Support cruiser is going to be smoked as well, which I think is a nice move. Just, you know, you never want to take damage that you don't need to. Probably wants to set down a turret here, but I don't know. No, he doesn't want to do that. Never mind. This AV gonna be diverting its course. Obviously, even though he will kill this AV, he could take a bit of damage, so... Yes. No, I think you'll enjoy it. You should definitely give it a watch, but... but just know, I felt a little embarrassed at it. Oh, boy. No, I mean, like... being salty at games is like, it's for show, you know what I mean? If people are actually mad at something, I think you don't really enjoy watching that, right? Oh my gosh, Soban is overpowered! Yeah, like that. It's not quite like that. I just kind of get like, ugh, like that kind of mad, you know what I mean? You're never mad, right? Yeah, they did. So, sorry, I lost my train of thought because I keep trying to interact with you people. You keep distracting me. I think that if you are actually getting mad at stuff... that it's not really fun to watch, you know what I mean? Like, maybe it can be fun to watch in sort of like a sadistic way, like you don't like this person and like now he's getting mad and you're like, now, you know, now I'm happy that this guy's getting mad at me or something like that, you know what I mean? That's not really my kind of thing anyway, but, you know. I think that most streamers, though, what they're doing is not really being mad. They're putting on a show, right? And they're trying to, like, kind of engage the audience by showing, you know, how upset they are at things, which is not really... I don't know. I mean, it is acting, like, at its core, right? That's what they're doing. The base spray gets saved by the ALM. I can't believe this. Anyway, I don't like acting though. I don't like having another personality that I portray as my own. If I'm acting, like, that's one thing, but I don't like being real but in a fake way. Does that make sense? Well, I think that they're acting. You talk about people like, say, Dr. Disrespect. Okay, he's obviously acting. There's no chance. People like Shroud, they're not acting, but they don't get mad very often. They kind of have the chill vibe. I think there's some streamers maybe that are not acting, but I think most of them are. Because, you know, fundamentally, I don't think that people enjoy watching other people be mad about stuff. People enjoy watching other people be chill. People enjoy watching other people be, you know, enjoying, like, what they're doing more than they enjoy them being mad about it. At any rate, I believe this. This may not actually be true. This is like a beautiful mortar just waiting to happen, by the way. We'll see if it ends up occurring the way that I'm fantasizing, but... No, I think that actually is acting too. Look, I'll tell you, like, if some big streamer, like, hosted me and I suddenly had, like, 40 viewers at one point, I'd be like, whoa, this is big. Or if I had, like, 100, I'd be like, dang, what's happening? But I wouldn't be like, this community's come so far. You know, like, I just think that's so dumb. Like, I just want to peel my eyes out with a fork, you know what I mean? Like... You might be right, A-Game. I haven't watched as many streamers as you, I don't think, especially in that particular field. But I think most of the ones that I've seen have been acting. But, so here's the thing, Shrike, right? Like, I don't want to act, but that doesn't mean I don't want to have emotion, right? I actually do want to artificially not be mad at things, because I think that, personally, just is how you should live your entire life, not just, you know, your streaming career. But if someone gave me, like, you know, $10,000 on stream or something, like, I would freak out, but it wouldn't be, you know, it wouldn't be acting. It would be, like, very real reaction to it. I'd be like, holy goodness, you know, but I don't like the idea of trying to act because it's the reaction that, you know, people are gonna want to see. That feels fake to me. And by the way, Descara, your build is like, what the freak are you doing, man? Like, you're here, you want to be on 3 base, but you don't. You want to be attacking, but you don't. This is messy. This is the worst game I've ever seen. I'm actually so mad about this. I'm gonna punch my monitor. Yeah, back to the game now. this artifact here going to be denied. You can tell descara's had field control this whole time, but he's definitely been behind on eco. I think if Shrike had just expanded to 3rd, which he probably could have done despite this assault cruiser, I think he probably would be... He probably would be okay here. Ooh, big donate scam. That sounds spicy. Well, hey, I'll tell you, A-Game, I would freak out at a large donation. Oh, it looks like Shrike is gonna... Looks like Shrike is gonna surrender here. He doesn't even want any part of it. It's a little anticlimactic, but... yeah. Again, though, it looked like you wanted to be on 3rd base, but you didn't. You wanted to attack, but you didn't. You know, it was kind of silly. I think another thing to note about like the donation angle is that a lot of streamers clear like $1 million deals with companies, you know, and they how do I say, like they make a lot of money already just off of streaming and stuff like that, and so if someone donates them like $1,000 and they're like, dude, nice, you know, but yeah. Like, if someone donated me money, like, I'm barely even affiliate, you know what I mean? That would be, like, a huge thing. If someone donated Shroud money, he'd be like, I don't know, XXX_mage, thanks for the 20 bucks. You know, he doesn't even care, right? Like, it's not really a, oh, thanks for the 3,000 bucks. Wow, that's a lot of money. And, you know, it would just kind of pass by him, so. Okay, look, I'll try to focus on the game. It's your fault this happened anyway. Whoa, what the freak? Here's a fun computer science question for you guys. Focus on the game, buzzer. Well, what if you wanted to... So, in a lot of FPS games, there's sound delay, which is really cool. Someone fires a shot here, and then I'm over here, and I can see him fire it, and then I hear it, like... You know what I mean? But how would we implement this in RTS where we can spin the camera? Because, like, let's say that a shot is fired here, and then, like, right as it's fired, we go like this, or something, like... We get way closer, you know, or like we go like this right as it fires. Because sound delay is really cool, and I would actually love to see it in DOK as well, but... Because you see, that was just instant. It should have been like, it goes off and then, you know, then we hear the sound, but... I don't know, it doesn't feel terribly easy to, set up. Oh, well, that's the thing, Homeworld 1 is set in space, but there's still sound. I mean, yeah, like, you're right, it doesn't matter terribly much, but I don't know. Sure, yeah, but I would still like to see, to hear it. Or maybe you can even artificially decrease the sound delay. But... How many people are viewing, by the way? I feel like there's a lot of people chatting around here. We might get a bit of stream feedback as I turn this on here. I would apologize. By the way, descara going 7 up here, it looks like. 5 viewers, wow. 5 million viewers. No, so the streamer bots don't actually show up. I'm looking right now, I have Commander Root, Neutrinov, and Wrecked Gamer, I assume is what, yeah, Wrecked Gamer as well. And these are not real viewers, so like I can usually tell by their name if they're real or not. BR retire without probe. Oh, that's quite ambitious, but obviously it's gonna work. You know, your opponent is not doing that. You know, I think certain maps you can almost read like this. You can just know, like, look, we're on shallows. I can go 8 up. I can go 12 up if I want to, right? Like, no one's gonna fight me that early on. Seems to be the case here. Fighter and gunship is happening, so I can understand descara really wants to get rid of this probe. If Shrike doesn't know about fighter and gunship, things are going to be very bad for him, but he's sitting here for a very uncomfortable amount of time. Now he's backing himself up into the corner. He may be able to get out here. Ooh. Oh, but he's not really paying attention to it. So this probe here is going to die. So the vital information is not going to be transferred here. These two lined up very nicely, by the way. Wouldn't expect anything less from the master of air himself. You mentioned this last game, Descara, but yeah, you said you prefer getting A VFAB and then Fighter and Gunship, despite the fact that carry production is not locked behind it anyway. I can see why, you know. I mean, Fighter and Gunship sooner sounds better, but you don't really have any ground presence, and sometimes you really just need that. So, that is going to be the choice for him, though. AVs are coming out onto the field now. Probably not going to invest into any armor for them, but he'll have them at least to help if his opponent has got some LAVs or something that are pressuring him and he doesn't like it. And feels bad, man. There we go. Strike Fighter's entering the queue now, as I think Shrike, I just saw briefly, was building another support cruiser. Yeah, he is. Mag Accelerator is on the queue for him too, but he's going to need a answer to this air. And of course the problem is he doesn't even know about this. You might be able to guess it, you might be able to feel it, but seeing the AVs even would kind of tell you like, yeah, it doesn't seem like air. By the way, another advantage of the AVs is that they're going to be able to snipe down the anti-air turrets if he sets one down. Yeah, that would make sense to me. Because, you know, the LDMs are nice on shallows where there's not too many places to pressure, but you only need like 2 for this. Seems nominal to me. Mag Accelerator will finish now, but we have air units in the air already. This is going to be pretty rough. Support Cruiser's on the way now, so he's going to expand on his next base right after that. Now, do you go after the railguns or the eco? I think you probably just go after the eco, to be honest. But we'll leave that to Descara. He probably has better judgment than me in this regard. He's done this a couple of times, huh? Looks like he is going to go after the rails, so I guess the idea here is if I can kill your opponent's rails, then I can pop in and then do damage to his base. Yeah, and Shrike's just like, nah, dude, like, I could keep playing, but what's the point? He just surrenders right there. I mean, you know, sometimes you know you're just going to get beaten up. You know, I honestly don't resent that choice, to be honest. And that'll be the series then 2-0 for Descara. Not terribly surprising, but it is unfortunate to see Shrike a bit out of practice here.